What is up YouTube? KM888 here, and I'm back again with another video of Testhands. Now, one thing I finally want to show, I got these today, I'm so stoked. I have no clue yet if I'm going to use them in any Pendulum build or not. Testing will have to see that. I've got myself triple fantastical purple Fantastical Dragon Phantasmaze. The card is bonkers. I love it. It's a great hand trap. It's definitely going to come in handy upcoming formats whenever. It's a really great card. I don't feel like it conflicts that much in the Pendulum mechanic. Sure, you're putting a monster on the board and it stops things like Shrine from getting you into Dark Worm and stuff, but just the fact that you're going to draw a couple of cards and put back the bricks from your hand is actually amazing. So if you ever if you're up against a Guard Dragon deck, they most of the time they make like 3 link monsters, and you can drop this, draw 4, put back 3 cards. You basically got a freeze our Yuga in their turn, which is completely nuts. And I think the card itself is busted as hell. It digs you deeper into your deck, to your combo pieces, to your side deck cards. I love it. And I definitely hope to be able to use it someday, but we'll see. Now, to go into the deck, some more Testhands. Yeah, let's just go into it. Still 42 cards. Gonna power shuffle as always. I'm gonna do the next hand. Now, I realize that in my videos I sometimes make mistakes. I mean, shit happens. I'm also here like thinking the most obvious way for you guys to make the combo work. It's not always easy, and when I'm looking at the cards upside down so they are correct for you guys, it just makes it harder for me. And it's of course a little bit different than when you're playing in a competitive scenery, because, well, hand traps is a thing, you have player interaction, like anything can happen. But for these videos, I know I make mistakes, so thanks for pointing them out in the comments. I'm always willing to comment on those, and it only makes me better, of course. I won't make the same mistake in a video twice, I hope. So yeah, let's go from there, right? First test hand, we have Purple Poison, Time Gazer, Foolish, Oath Dragon, and Jackal King. Not that great of a hand, but we didn't draw a real brick like in the PK engine or stuff. We can just go for our standard combo, I feel. Foolish Burial the Dark Worm. I don't think I have to say much for this combo. It's actually pretty standard and generic. Maybe whatever I draw from the Electrobite can be really great, and I can go from there. But I think the rest of the combo is actually just common sense almost. The only thing I'm seeing, like, I have all low scales and I only have the one high scale. So before I'm going to special the Dark Worm, I'm already going to scale the Time Gazer, because I feel it's going to be a necessity. So then special the Dark Worm, add the gate 0. Normal summon the Purple Poison Magician, because you want to keep the Oath Dragon, because you're going to send Harmonizing, because you have no other way to get to that. So yeah. Link away these two. Go into Electromite, using its effect. Sending the Harmonizing. Now, the fun thing about this is that you don't really have to use your Electromite's effect to get the Harmonizing, but you actually want to use it just for the fact that you want to get the gate 0 in the extra deck. It's more of another kind of play, but it's definitely something you want to do. So yeah, I'm definitely going to try and go for that. Also, the additional draw might be really important, so I'm going to put gate 0 there, I'm going to pop it, and I'm going to get back the Dark Worm. Now, it might seem weird, but I might draw something that I can use to get rid of the Dark Worm, get some more pluses. So I'm going to draw, and I'm getting the Pendulum Call. It's actually amazing, I haven't used the Magician's effect as of yet of this turn. Now I'm only feeling sad that I sent the Harmonizing Magician. because I could have sent a chronograph and my combo would have been a lot better. But still, I'm going to go and Pendulum call the Dark Worm away for extra pluses. And the cards I'm going to add are... what am I going to add? I can go with a full Magician combo, which is actually kind of weird, but I've already had my normal summon with the purple poison. There's not a lot that I'm going to be able to do. I'm just gonna still end on the normal combo, and that's gonna be it eventually. So, yeah. So, let's see. I'm going to add back Harmonizing. The only thing I actually need is another monster, but I already have that with Jackal King. So these are going to be 2 cards for next turn. So I'm going to get a Wisdom Eye and another Harmonizing, because Harmonizing is always key. You're going to notice that I'm going to hold these 2 cards until the very end probably, so... I was actually hoping that instead of a Pendulum call, I'd either draw a Chronograph or maybe an Allure of Darkness. Something like that would have been awesome as well. But yeah, I mean, this isn't bad. Going Overdragon's effect, adding Harmonizing. At this point, Pendulum summoning. So, Pendulum, Jackal King, Harmonizing, Gate 0, and Purple Poison. Gonna use a Harmonizing's effect, special summoning a Jianke. Overlaying. And going to make an Absolute Dragon. Now this is actually pretty easy. I'm just gonna end on a Dweller with the Kali Yuga play, so nothing more to that. I'm going to be using my Harmonizing with the Absolute, making an Underclock, and then the Absolute is going to trigger, summoning the Raging again. Like, you don't need a lot. You don't need your extra normal summon, you don't need the Chronograph, you just need your full Pendulum summon, then you always have the combo. The only thing is that if you want extras, then you're going to need a Chronograph, you're going to need your extra normal summon, you might need the Strudo, stuff like that. But for anything else, just summoning a 4 here, a level 4, and the Harmonizing with a level 7 right here, and any other monster, that's enough. I showed it in the first video. It's just the crazy way this deck operates. Using the effect of the Bardish, and this time it's the same, like setting the spell, the rank up magic, by ditching the cloak. I've shown this a couple of times already, so banishing the cloak, adding the boots. Boots effect, special summon it, link away for Decode Talker. And then using the Boost's effect to banish it, adding the Shade Brigandine to my hand, setting it, flipping it over as an effect monster. Well, a normal monster basically, but which is only important if you want to make Decode or Underclock with it, which you can't. And I'm going to summon Abyss Dweller. Now, it is the standard field, but don't worry, you have enough. This should be game in any case. You also have a really good following up. Your scales can't be destroyed, and you're gonna go with Kali Yuga anyway, so it's actually a really good board. I'm sad I couldn't make a Savage Dragon as well, but truth be told, I don't really like making Savage Dragon in this scenario anyway, just because of the fact that well, if they don't have things like Twin Twister or something to stop the Bardish, the Savage Dragon is kind of wasted anyway. So yeah, going from there, I really don't mind that. And the Savage Dragon is just better as a follow-up play in your next turn if they out it anyway. So I like this field a lot. I didn't open especially good, so it was a good show off, I guess, for the first test hand. Also, because you all know the combo already, this was pretty fast. I mean, I did an explanation about the cards that I got for like 2 minutes, I think, and then 8 minutes for the first combo. That's actually kind of decent, with power shuffling there, so... You can finish rounds in like 20 minutes like this. Remember kids, siding is 3 minutes maximum. So, for a second hand, let's see. Allure of Darkness. A second Allure of Darkness. Now, I'm starting to be scared, because double Allure of Darkness isn't always that great. Gate 0, the PK Trap, oh my god. And Pendulum Call. Well, at least we can do something with that. So, because we only need like one Gate 0 and we're gonna hope to see the Dark Worm, I'm just gonna go for Allure of Darkness. It's also a great way to lure out Ash Blossom, just in case, but yeah, let's see. Oh my god, we even got the Cloak. And a Duelist Alliance as well. Can this hand go any worse? Let's see. Since we are already having 2 of the PK engine, I'm pretty sure we don't have to go for the entire combo anyways. I'm going to banish the Cloak. Then the second Allure. A Jackal King and a Dark Worm, at least this kind of saves it. And I'm going to banish the Gate 0. Now at this point, Pendulum Call, the Dark Worm away. It's the best thing. I mean, you have your monster. We just go into the standard combo without anything else. It's actually sad. I also don't. It kind of depends what we're going to draw, but I don't feel we're actually going to make a Decode Talker maybe here. So we are going to see. Maybe we do. Maybe we don't. It's gonna be iffy, but we'll see. Dark Worm's effect, adding the gate. Now this gate is gonna be a one-off in the deck. I'm hoping to come across it pretty fast. Alright. Now I don't really want to draw another Pendulum Call, so I'm definitely going to search it with my Duelist Alliance if I get the chance. Normal harmonizing. Gotta go for Electromite. And now remember, in this case, we really want to fix our scales. We want to be able to get our harmonizing back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send a chronograph in this case, because if we draw a high scale like the Dragon Pit or the Black Fang, like I know the chances are low, but there are some chances. Then we can actually still use the chronograph in a later scenario, but we'll see. Or if we draw harmonizing, that would all be pretty dandy. I'm gonna set the gate. I'm going to use Duelist Alliance here because I really don't want to draw one. So there we go. Like, and you all saw, this hand was terrible. I'm not even gonna lie. Electromite's effect, gonna pop this. Gonna add back the chronograph. Worst case scenario, we can still use this to put Time Gazer in our scale, still having full Magician scale. So we're going to draw, and it's a Wisdom Eye. Now it's not a terrible draw, but it's not going to help us either. So yeah, because we already used the Pendulum Call, we can't use the Wisdom as we wanted to. So we're going to use Oath Dragon. We're gonna use Chronograph, and we're gonna use Chronograph's effect to put a Time Gazer Magician in the scale. That might seem weird to do, but sometimes it's what you have to do. This was like a in-between play. Like, you're gonna hope the Electromite gives you something, but if it doesn't, it's still okay because the Chronograph can fix it for you. And else, we didn't have a Chronograph anyway, so yeah. Oath Dragon's effect is going to add the harmonizing. And at this point we have full scales, we can do whatever we want, so I'm definitely going to go and Pendulum Summon the way we should do it, and we're going to come across this field. Harmonizing's effect is going to trigger. Summoning a Janke. Like, of course, we couldn't draw anything amazing, right? From the Electromite. That would have been cool, but no. Oh well, doesn't really matter. We still end up on the same field again. So, let's see. Yeah, I'm still doubting if we're going to get this one to an Electromite. I don't feel like it, so I'm going to swap these two around. Might be a weird choice. I'm trying to think this through. So I'm going to overlay these two into an Absolute. Like, this would be one of the rare scenarios where I feel like, since you can't go into Decode Talker with the PK monster, I feel like you should go into it in a different way, and I'm definitely going to showcase how I'm going to do that, but I have to watch out a bit. So let me have a second here. There is a way I can go into Decode, I think. I can use this as another monster, so having 3 for the Rusty Bardish. And then I have these two for a Dweller. But then I don't have a monster for the Decode Talker. This is always a really harsh way to look into. So I really feel like sometimes it's overrated how hard combos can be. So yeah, definitely try and follow me with some of these. Since it's really hard to go for Decode Talker, I'm actually not gonna try and go for it. I'm gonna link away my Absolute and my Electromite, and I'm going to make Underclock Taker right here. Now the Absolute is going to trigger, which is going to give me the Rage in already. Now the thing is, since you already have the Raging, you're going to make the PK link in one of the upper zones, so you can't go for Dweller and Borrowload Savage. But because you have no more protection for things like Twin Twister and a possible Pancratop, stuff like that, you're gonna want to make a Borrowload Savage Dragon to at least protect those plays, while also protecting your Rusty Bardish play in the meantime, since you're there. So yeah, I am... Like, this card, the Shade Brigandine, is basically gonna be useless, I feel. It's a sad because we lose out on some combo cards, but we at least still get something out of it. So I'm gonna use these two, both darks, other way around, sorry. And I'm gonna make a Shade Brigandine. Now, looking at the way the field is, I don't really think there is a better place to put it in. Maybe like if you're holding certain decks in your mind, like where you want their monsters to come. Like against Sky Striker, I think the Shizuku points to the to their left. So if you put it, if you put the Rusty Bardish here, they have to put their Shizuku here, so it points there. It's actually better for us as a Pendulum player. Now, before we're going to use the Rusty Bardish, because it's a really important play, I am going to to synchro away my two Magicians, and I'm going to make a Borrowload Savage Dragon. Now, Savage Dragon's effect is going to equip the Electromite. Let's see. I'm gonna put it here. I was thinking about things like Mech Knights and stuff, but I really doubt it actually matters, so yeah. And at this point you're gonna use the Bardish. And you're gonna send the boots, because the cloak is already banished. And you're gonna set the rank up magic. It's the least you can do to at least get your rank up magic. I think I haven't made the wrong play by banishing the cloak. Like the other cards I had were more important at that point. But in this scenario, I still end up with negates for Twin Twister, the Pancratops, you name it, and I still have my Kali Yuga play, so I'm happy with it. It was a really weird hand to play out, but this is basically how the guy at YCS Chicago always did it. He always went for the Rusty Bardish on the top, and then made a Borreload Savage Dragon, and then used his Rusty Bardish to go with further plays. That way you don't need to run the Shade Brigandine, you don't need to run the Cloak, because what he does is he just sends the boots and sets this, and that's all. That was the only play he had for the PK engine. And that way you're still protected, just not as well in my opinion, because graveyard effects are still a thing, and things like Dweller actually protect you from Burning Abyss, from Mermail effects. Like, that shit is still there, and you're going to be, you are going to use it, because you are going to face it as well, so yeah. That was it for the second game. It was a bit harder for me to think about, but I hope you guys followed it and that you enjoyed my struggling. I think there are a lot of people that actually find pleasure in seeing people struggle, so that shouldn't be that hard. I'm gonna do one more Testhands, because I know you guys like them, and having 3 Testhands in a video could actually be very good. I'm gonna try to keep it under 30 minutes, but I can't promise anything. I hate it for myself when they go up that long, but oh well. Maybe I have to shuffle quicker. There we go. So, our first 5 cards again. Allure of Darkness, Gate 0, Darkworm, Foolish Burial, and Dragon Shrine. Now this is a really cool hand actually to play out. You have some cards to start up your combo, and you have some cards to go into the Strudo finally, so yeah. First things first, we're gonna go and Dragon Shrine. Now Dragon Shrine is going to send the Darkworm, and you're immediately going to use the Darkworm, special summoning it, adding the Gate 0. I'm also going to use the Foolish Burial to dump the Destrudo, because we are going to use the Allure of Darkness to see what we can draw, and you really don't want to draw the Destrudo when you already have the Foolish Burial, so yeah. Now you're gonna see I'm going to draw like a Pendulum Call, and I'm gonna hate myself, but well, it's still good, so. Allure of Darkness, Harmonizing Magician, Black Fang Magician, actually really good, and we're gonna banish a Gate 0. So at this point, let's see, what are we going to do? I don't have a Chronograph, as well as an Oath Dragon, so I'm probably not going to get back my Harmonizing that way, unless I get an Oath Dragon, so I'll have to go for an Oath Dragon. So Electromite, standard, fetching ourselves the Oath Dragon right here. Wow, if only we had the Pendulum Call. That would have been awesome. Then I could have sent Chronograph and the place would have gone on endlessly. Okay. 0, pop it. Get back the Oath. And then getting the draw effect. And it's another Allure. Wow, that's actually Not bad at all. I'm gonna use a lure. I'm gonna draw 2 cards. It's a Wisdom and a Mythical Beast, Master Cerberus. And I'm gonna get rid of the Dark Worm. I don't really like Dark Worm in this hand at the moment, so that's a really good card to get rid of. Using the Cerberus, and I'm going to go and go for a Basilisk. Maybe I can draw the Chronograph out. That would be kind of funny, but I don't even think it would work right now because I already got rid of the Harmonizing. If I got rid of the Black Fang, however, that would have been something. Let's see. Basilisk, using the effect. Sending back the Cerberus. Let's see what we draw. I think we could still very well get a Pendulum call right here. Ah. The Basilisk is really good because we fueled our extra deck while still getting the same draw. So it's for us as a Pendulum player, it's actually a +1. And sure, we draw the cloak, but having the cloak right here just means that we don't really have to go for our Rusty Bardish play, but it's still an option. So I'm going to think if I have to use it, but I'm pretty doubtful about that actually. So Oath, Black Fang, adding back Harmonizing, and then the Pendulum Summon. So we're going to Pendulum Summon the Gate 0, we're going to Pendulum Summon the Dark Worm, the Harmonizing, and for good measures the Cloak, because the Cloak is going to have to be one of the cards that's going to the graveyard. We have the Destrudo, so that's actually going to play a part. Using Harmonizing's effect right here. Now I am thinking I could do it like really simple, I think. If I summon a level 4 from Harmonizing, I can overlay it with the Dark Worm, use the Destrudo, on the Cloak, making it a level 4. I think I'd be 1 card short to also make a Savage Dragon then. So I'm gonna try and use the normal way. I'll actually be pretty darn great to try and find out actually. It would yet be another way to try the combo, and it would be using Meteor Burst Dragon. Yeah, I'm gonna go for it. Going to special Purple Poison. I'm gonna overlay into Dweller. Was that a good option? Starting to feel it wasn't. I don't really have a zone free for making a Meteor Burst. Now the regular way is probably just the thing to go. I'm not sure how to do this combo, and I'm not gonna try and think about it either. It's gonna be too long, and this is the third combo this video, so probably gonna think about it later, and I'm sure you guys are going to to tell me what I should have done as well. So absolute. Now I don't really have to go into Rusty Bardish, so I can just make a Decode Talker using these two. But I'd still only have one zone left afterwards. Do I have something else in my extra deck that can help me right here? Kinda want to go into Underclock for a middle ground, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go into Underclock, and then the Absolute is going to trigger, and I'm going to summon the Raging Dragon right here. That hasn't changed. Now at this point I'm going to use the I'm going to use the Destrudo. Well, I could have very well just kept the Electromite even. I don't think I would have cared about the harmonizing. It's so weird because even with this already in your hand, it could very well be the best way to just keep your Electromite, and that's so weird. I'm going to use the Destrudo on the Phantom Knights of Ancient Cloak. So this is a level 4 now. At this point, using the Cloak and the Electromite to link summon into the Decode Talker right here. And I'm going to summon it right here. At this point, Synchro Summoning, Destrudo and Darkworm. Remember, Destrudo was a level 4, and it goes to the bottom of the deck when it's used as a Synchro material. And this allows me... Well, I could have gone both for Dweller and for Savage Dragon. In this case, I'm gonna go for Savage Dragon first. Well, first. It's not like I'm going to make a Dweller on top of this, but it's a nice thought. You can also go for Dweller in this combo. But at this point, you're just going to use the Cloak. We already had our normal summon, so Boots isn't really a factor. We're just going to add the Rank Up Magic Launch. It might seem like a weird field, but you can negate pretty much anything. And like this could have been a Dweller. So the only reason I made Savage Dragon here was to prevent things like Ash when you try to search from the Cloak. But that didn't even really matter, because if you try to search for the Cloak first and they Ashed it, they had a card less in hand, and you could have used the Darkworm with the... Yeah, you could have used the Darkworm with the Underclock, make a Rusty, and then send the Boots to set this, get the Trap, and then use the Trap to special summon it, and then synchro with it for this, which would have actually been a better play. So I'm going to show you guys that you could have done that as well. So we had the Dark Worm, and we had the Destrudo on the bottom of the deck. Wow, that was a brain fart. I still think it was cool. So the Destrudo was right over here. So we're going to use this and the Underclock to make Rusty. Oh, this is also in the deck. So we have Rusty. I'm gonna use Rusty's effect. Oh wait, we use Cloak. We don't... Like, if this got ashed and it's still in the deck, you still have the Rusty to just get anything of your plays that you want. So you can set this, you can banish this, get the trap. It's a trap. Use this card since it's a level 4 and Synchro Summon it still with the Destrudo or make a Dweller. So you can still make that Dweller, you can still make the Boral Load Savage Dragon. In any case, this is going to the bottom of the deck in that case. And we still have the Savage Dragon right here. But as I said, I don't really like going for Savage Dragon with Kali Yuga because you lose its counters. Though it is another form of protection, but together with Decode it might be a little bit overkill. So going for a Dweller might actually be better. I'm not truly sure about any of the... Like, it's always game after game after game that you have to look at. So for the same reason they can have a Kaiju, just tribute this and then you're better off with the Savage Dragon against Sky Striker, but you're better off with Dweller against BA. You never know, so... But anyway, this is the board. I hope you guys liked it. Gonna sign off and see you guys in the next video. Ciao!